ॐ नमः संभवाय च मयो भवाय च नमः शंकराय च मयस्कराय च नमः शिवाय च शिवतराय च ॐ नमः शिवाय महापार्वतीपते हर हर महादेव. Om Namah Shivaya and welcome to Hinduism in Focus. We are speaking on the glories of Lord Shiva, and because this month of February we are observing Shivraatri, and we are seeing in the deepest sense the glories and power of not only the occasion but of the whole ideal of Shiva, the Supreme Self, the ultimate one without a second. And we have looked at a verse from the Yajurveda yesterday and the previous day. Today we will continue to look at a particular mantra which we all know so well. It is called Mahamrityunjaya mantra. It actually comes from the Rig Veda Mandala 7, Sukta 59, mantra number 12, that talks about this whole idea of becoming Shiva. Normally when someone is ill, we always chant this mantra to help them to get better, and of course we always chant this mantra for well-being generally, for good health and all of these things. But deep within, what the mantra really means and what it was intended for is recognizing a certain truth. And that certain truth is that someday, at some point in time, we will have to leave this body behind. We have to leave this world behind. We have to leave everything behind. And we come and go and leave all the time until there is nothing else to be left. And what alone is there is the eternal pure self that is called Shiva. So the mantra brings back or reminds us of that ultimate truth. It reminds us of that ultimate truth of our own stay, our own sojourn here on this earth, and in fact in the cycle of birth and death. And it recognizes that if all of this is temporary, there has to be something that is permanent. If all of this will cease to be, there has to be something that never ceases to be. And if all of this will die and decay, there has to be something that is not subject to death and decay. And it is that something that is called Shiva. So the mantra says, and the mantra brings forth these basic fundamental truths of the Shastras and our understanding of Shiva, as it were. It says, Trambakam yajamahe Sugandhim pushtivardhanam urvarukameva bandhanat mrityor mokshiyamamritat. That we worship Triambaka. Triambaka means Shiva, who has Triambaka means three-eyed Shiva. He who is three-eyed. And yesterday we spoke a little bit about that third eye, which is the eye of spiritual power, of glory, and of all that which is what we call eternal. And it is that spiritual power from within that has to conquer the lower self. And this Shiva is called Triambaka because he has already reached that state. And each of us has to reach that state, Triambaka state. So Triambakeshwara, the Lord of the three eyes. He who has got to realize, he who has conquered the lower self. So Triambaka, Triambakam yajamahe. Salutations to Triambaka. Now the two eyes that we have, right eye, left eye, they represent the ability to connect to the objects of the senses. So connect to the things around us, meaning that they are limited. But there is one eye that is not meant to connect, that one eye, when it opens, there is nothing else left to be found, to be seen. That is the eye of the seer. That is the eye of his spiritual power and glory. That eye is to really show the limitation of the other two eyes, which will die and be born to decay. But there is some power that empowers, that fuels, that brightens, that gives energy to all the other sense organs. That power, that life principle, when the individual comes to realize that as his true word, is called the third eye, eye of spiritual awakening. That Shiva, Triambaka, who spreads fragrance and increases nourishment. Triambakam yajamahe sugandhim pushtivardhanam. He spreads fragrance and he increases nourishment. What it means to say is that one source of life which is at the basis of everything else that causes this universe to function. Now, the spread of fragrance means the what we call the smooth functioning well-being of this world. Fragrance refers to, good things, that which is welcome, that which everybody likes, that how everybody is doing well and prospering in this world, and all the things that we desire, we get them fulfilled and all of that. So the spread of the fragrance refers to that Triambaka who makes everything work. Okay, how the rain falls, how the sun shines, how everything works in unison, how photosynthesis takes place, how condensation takes place, how precipitation takes place, how this body works, how energy, oxygen is breathed in, it functions, it allows the whole system to work, carbon dioxide, other gases are let out, how all of this work in an intelligent fashion. That is a symbolic of one who spreads fragrance, who makes everything work well. So the one who spreads fragrance, who causes all to work well and increases the nourishment. Nourishment means that all of us are alive and well. Everything is taken care of. We are being nourished. Rain comes, the crops grow. They've been reaped, harvest, prepared, and we consume. And the cycle goes on and on like this. How all of these things work is because there's some unseen power which makes it happen. Now, the Veda is referring to that power as Shiva. So he who increases nourishment and spreads fragrance, Triambaka, Shiva. May that Shiva urvadukameva bandhanat mrityur mukshiyamamritat. May that Shiva release me like a cucumber from its stem, from death, but not from immortality. What this means to say, removes me from death, but not from immortality. It means that free me from this cycle of birth and death. Because you can be removed from death, and then you take on another body in the cycle based on your karma, and then you live again and you die, and you constantly, this is the process, you constantly take birth and death. But this mantra is imploring Shiva, just as how a cucumber is plucked from its stem, it gets separated from its stem. It no longer belongs to that stem. It is separated. It comes by itself now. It will be consumed by the human. Just like that, you remove me from the stem of the samsara. You see, the stem of the cucumber or the vine, the creeper, as we want to say, right? In the context, the creeper holds the offshoot. It holds the fruit, the cucumber. It binds it. its purpose is to bind it, to make it stay where it is, bounded. But sometimes the farmer comes and he plucks it out. And when he plucks that cucumber off its stem, or its creeper, its vine, he cannot put it on back. No, it has already been broken away. So in that way, all of us are bound in this samsara by our karma. Our karma binds us to the samsara, to the cycle of birth and death. So we have to come every birth and suffer emotionally, we suffer mentally, physically, in so many ways, and we work our way out. Just as how we work our way out emotional low moments, mentally low moments, and all of these things, so too in our physically low moments we seek medical help and we work our way, right? In the same way now, we are bounded by karma. All of these things happen, but sometimes we cannot forever work our way. We have to be sometimes free from sickness, sometimes free from every other ailment, mentally and everything else. To do that requires to get out from the scene, get out of the process, and not to return to that process. Like the cucumber doesn't return to the vine or the creeper. The fruit doesn't, the mango doesn't return to that tree once it's plucked. In the same way, this mantra says that, O Shiva, urvarukameva bandhanat mrityur mukshiyamamritat. The same way this cucumber removes from its stem, you remove me from death. Remove me from the samsara, but don't remove me from immortality, because immortality, moksha, is what I want. I do not want to come back and be bounded in the samsara, and with all the creepers I am bounded and I'm helpless. No, I want to free myself. So that is why even when the person is ill and we chant this mantra, the idea of this mantra is not necessary to bring the immediate relief. It is beyond that immediate idea. It is about helping this individual self, freeing him from the cycle. Because look, you can be 85 years old and suffering and pray to get out of it. But then when you get out, you still have karma to work on. You still have to come back in the same cycle. Go through the process again and again and again. When will it stop? So Triambaka, the Mahamrityunjaya mantra, it is called, the mantra which conquers death, really is an attempt by the seeker, an attempt by the human to ultimately free himself from the clutches of birth and death. And for that to happen requires the opening of the eye of enlightenment. That's why Shiva is called Triambaka, one who has three eyes. So that when the third eye opens, there is no place left for anything of limitation. There is no place left for anything of littleness. Like for example, when you were a kid, you would fight for your toys to play with. Now, if you have become a professor now, and you see those same toys here, would you fight to play with them? No. You will give them to other kids to play, because you have risen beyond. You have freed yourself from that environment where that was necessary. So to free ourselves from the cycle or the pangs of birth and death of suffering requires an opening of the third eye, with Triambaka becoming one with Shiva. So like the cucumber, we plucked ourselves away from all that which would bind us towards mukti, to moksha. Mrityur mokshiyamamritat. But give me immortality. Give me moksha. And this is why this mantra helps us to see the truth of our own little stay here also in the cycle of birth. So Shiva worship and Mahashivratri, they bring home these greatest truths to us. Tomorrow when we meet again, We will continue from here on. Until then, may grace of Shiva be with all of us. Om Namah Shivaya.